Hello everybody, JohnSugar12 back here again with another video, and today I bring you once again another Arrow review. Yes, I'm reviewing Arrow Season 3, Episode 4, titled The Magician, and oh god, it was so freaking badass, to tell you the truth. I mean, like, I'm so psyched at what happened within this episode, and you know what? You want to know why I'm really fucking psyched today, folks? And this is a big spoiler if you have yet to see the episode, but you know what? Fuck your spoiler. If you haven't seen the episode, God rest your soul, because you know what? We finally got our first official look at the new Diva... I can't even say it correctly because I'm so psyched. The Demon's Head, folks. Finally, we got our first official look at Ra's al Ghul. Finally. The sole purpose as to why I have even got into Season 3 was because of Ra's al Ghul. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan of Arrow. I'm a huge fan of the CW universe. And I love what Arrow has been able to accomplish throughout their past seasons, but my main focus going into this, besides the whole TV Justice League, is of course Ra's al Ghul, and we finally got to see him in his full glory, which personally psychs me the hell out, and I just loved every single second of it. But nevertheless, let's get right down to it. The Magician... it was an amazing episode. First off, Malcolm Merlyn's back in Starling City, of course, because of Thea, and obviously Oliver and Team Arrow is joined forces momentarily with Nyssa al Ghul, of course, to find out who is the killer of Sarah Lance. Everybody suspects it's Malcolm, so everybody goes on a full assault against Malcolm. But of course, being the badass that Malcolm Merlyn is, he obviously is always a step above Oliver Queen and Team Arrow, even Nyssa al Ghul, which is cool. I kind of found it actually hysterical, all the like amazing stuff that Malcolm was able to do that he doesn't really actually get to do, which I thought was funny. And of course, at the end of the day, Oliver knows he can't physically beat Malcolm Merlyn. I mean, like, it's just inevitable. Like, and plus, they still have a score to settle. We all know that, you know, he didn't technically win, but he kind of won. But Malcolm's still in Starling City and still believes that it's his city and it still belongs to him. So obviously there's a whole bunch of nonsense going on. Felicity's in Central City still. She doesn't actually show up until the end of the episode, which was kind of funny how it sets up. Laurel is obviously still, you know, depressed about the whole Sarah thing. She wants Nyssa to fulfill her, you know, vow to kill Malcolm. Ollie is obviously on the fence about it because he doesn't want to kill Malcolm because of his new oath, but then again still believes maybe he should, because obviously Malcolm Merlyn's a bad guy, and you know what, we all learned what happens when you let your villains live in the DC universe. They come back with a vengeance and an army, and you know, hell, did we all not see what happened with Slade Wilson? He came back with a vengeance. So, but then again, Malcolm Merlyn, his sole purpose of actually being in Starling City is to protect Thea. Like, he has no real effort to take back Starling or to get back at Oliver. His main purpose is to protect Thea, which I actually liked. I liked the whole Thea Malcolm thing. I mean, like, as I stated before, I was on the fence about it in the beginning of the season, but now that it's kind of grown on me, I actually like it. I like how Malcolm's like all about Thea, and Thea's like still hiding like what she's done over the course of season 2 to season 3 between them, and not include Oliver with it and Roy. So I thought that was kind of interesting, to say the least. One thing I did find kind of weird is that when the sequence where Nyssa al Ghul steals or kidnaps Thea in order to get Malcolm to go over to confront her, I thought it was kind of weird that Thea didn't fight. I mean, like, we all know that we're eventually going to see a good, big Thea fight sequence. And I thought it was interesting that we didn't actually get to see it. I mean, we all know Thea knows how to fight. We all know by now. I mean, like, she has, you know, shown that. And she was trained by Malcolm, you know, personally. So I kind of find it weird that we didn't get to see her, like, at least put up some kind of a struggle. But that was the only thing I really disliked. And but overall, I liked the whole episode. It was really badass. It's hands down my favorite episode so far. And of course, the Ra's al Ghul thing really got to me, but I'll leave that for the end. I also really like the whole conversations that Malcolm and Oliver have. Another thing I really didn't like was the flashback sequences. I don't know why, but every single time we get flashback sequences this season, they're not really that good in comparison to last season. Like, last season, the flashbacks were awesome, and they were amazing, and they were done well, but this one, like, I was expecting amazing things from Hong Kong, but it's like all of it's like either really hard to understand or like doesn't make sense to me, and that's just how I personally feel. And doesn't anybody else find it weird that we have yet to get some really good, Katana action sequence? Like seriously, we've only seen her in one glance, and that was like episodes ago. Like when are we gonna get some cool badass katana sequences? But that was another thing I really didn't like. But at the end of the day, I like the confrontation, the final battle between Nisa Al Ghul, Oliver, and Malcolm. I really liked it. It was really badass. It was very well done. I liked the conversation that Malcolm has to Nisa about like how he obviously did not kill Sarah Lance and how stupid it was to do that. I like how he continuously has to say like the obvious. It's like do you like are you guys idiots? It's like, are you idiots? Like, Ra's al Ghul wants me dead. Why would I kill Sarah Lance, his daughter's love, just to get back at him? Are you insane? Like, the League of Assassins would have had his balls by now. I mean, like, that's just stupid. And I kind of get where he's coming from. He's like, dude, I did not kill your bitch. Why are you bothering me? But nevertheless, obviously he's the main suspect in this whole situation. So it makes sense. But I like the second conversation he has with Nisa, where he obviously states it again, but more in towards of like obviously I did not kill her, and the person who possibly killed her could have been your father, dum-dum. I mean, come on, don't you understand? This is Ra's al Ghul we're talking about. He's the kind of guy who would obviously kill someone who stole the heart of his daughter, which realistically makes sense. I mean, like, he didn't do it to Batman, but then again, it's Batman, so it's like, what are you gonna do? I would, if I was Ra's al Ghul, I would want my son to be Batman. I wouldn't want my daughter to marry Batman. I mean, but that's a topic and a conversation for another time. Nevertheless, Nisa obviously does not believe Malcolm accusation of her father, so she tries to encourage Oliver to kill Malcolm. But of course, big spoiler alert if you've yet to see the episode, does not end up killing Malcolm and actually vows to protect Malcolm and protect Thea from Nisa Al Ghul and the League of Assassins, which I actually kind of feel was really not the biggest, smartest idea, guy. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love Arrow, I love Team Arrow, I like Oliver Queen as, the Arrow, even though I still wish they called him Green Arrow. But at the same time, this is the League of Assassins, and this is Ra's al Ghul. This is not the type of group and guy you want to fuck around with. You don't just tell someone that, no, you can't do that, to a guy who obviously can do anything he wants. I mean, like, this guy is the guy who has Batman on the ropes. Green Arrow is not Batman, so I don't know why he has in his head that he's like, oh, well, I'm gonna protect Malcolm because he's my daughter's, my sister's, father or whatnot. Yeah, you, Roy, and Diggle are not gonna be able to take out Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins. I don't care what anybody says out there. I don't care what fan says, but it's inevitable. They're not going to be able to take out the League of Assassins alone or anytime soon. I mean, like, granted, that may be one of the big reasons as to why the TV Just League comes in, and I'll get to that in a second. That of course, comes into play with the final sequence in this episode, which is, of course, Nisa Al Ghul goes back to the League of Assassins. We get this really nice, beautiful shots. It was really nicely done. I thought it was pretty badass. And we get some really nice cinematic shots of Nisa Al Ghul talking to Ra's al Ghul. And for a second there, you don't really get to see it, but there's a sequence in that conversation where she's addressing to her father that obviously Malcolm Merlyn is alive. He's in Starling City and Sarah's dead. He's sitting in like a bath. And you know what, folks? Was that the Lazarus Pit? I don't fucking know, but my mind is exploding as we speak, just trying to fucking mention the damn thing. Lazarus Pit, Ra's al Ghul, needs to happen. Is it? I don't know. I didn't see any green auras or anything, but you never know, people. We could get some amazing fucking crazy shit. I mean, like, that would be kind of cool. Season 2 was the Mirror Crew. Season 3, Lazarus Pit. Just saying, needs to happen. But nevertheless, Ra's al Ghul is obviously talking about Sarah Lance and how, like, Nisa Al Ghul, forget about it. We need to focus on Malcolm, because obviously Sarah was never officially a part of the League of Assassins, which I thought it was pretty cool to hear Ra's al Ghul say those type of things, because it just reinforces the fact that this is a guy who does not give a shit about anybody else other than him, his own family, and his, obviously, his assassins, his league, and obviously just cares about his objectives. You know, that's what I really like. And I like how he says those type of things. And his wardrobe is obviously straight out of the comics. He looks so badass with all his, you know, awesome stuff, his robes, his coats, his jewelry, his bling, if you will, his fucking rings, his sword. It's so fucking beautifully done. The only, and then we get a really nice cinematic reveal of Ra's al Ghul, and we get to see him talk about how, seeing as how if Oliver is going to protect Malcolm from us, then we vow war against Starling City and Oliver Queen. Oh my god! Oh, shit's going down, people! I loved it. It was so awesome. Ra's al Ghul, League of Assassins, vows war against Team Arrow. Team Arrow against League of Assassins needs to happen. Maybe that could possibly lead to TV Justice League. Maybe that's the main purpose as to why by the end of season 3 of Arrow, we get the TV Justice League, and that's why they come together. You know, that's why Arrow joins Flash, and Ray Palmer becomes the Atom, and we bring in everybody from Arrow and everybody from Flash and whoever the fuck, and you know, Firestorm, and I don't know who else. And then we just go out on war with League of Assassins. Maybe even Suicide Squad joins in, like last time. I don't know what the fuck. And then just go on war with fucking League of Assassins and the TV Justice League. That's my personal speculation of what could happen. What is yours in the comment section? Let me know. But of course, to the creme de la creme, Ra's al Ghul. God, so fucking nice. It was awesome. I loved it. I like how he looks. If there was anything that I can say that was negative towards Ra's al Ghul, the big reveal of Ra's al Ghul, the Demon's Head, the only thing I can really say is that I did not like was the fact that his voice was a little too New Zealand, Australian-esque for some reason. I mean, like, I don't know where the actor is specifically from, but I don't know. I always felt that Ra's al Ghul had like kind of like a very, you know, like super intelligent English accent for some reason, you know, or like just basically the same accent that Liam Neeson has. You know, Neesons, you know, that's what we like to call him. That's the voice I like to hear, but it's not that big of a deal. And plus, another thing I didn't like with Ra's al Ghul's appearance is, of course, he does not carry the iconic Ra's al Ghul goatee, which is unfortunate. Maybe they're pulling off like a Dark Knight trilogy scenario where the guy who she's speaking to is not her real father, and like he's just a decoy, like in the Dark Knight trilogy. I mean, like, I doubt it. I doubt that's the possibility. But I'm just saying, like, it would have been more appropriate that he had, you know, the iconic goatee. I mean, like, come on, just put. Come on, I don't know. Nevertheless, it was still badass. I loved it. I give this episode a full 9 out of 10. It was that amazing. I mostly say that because of A, Malcolm Merlyn was awesome. The action sequences were great. I love the story. And, of course, the overall reveal of the Demon's Head, the leader of the League of Assassins, the trainer of the Batman, even though he's not in this universe, unfortunately. Ra's al Ghul. So, anyways, I loved it personally. There was not really any big Easter egg references or anything I could have found, but in the comment section below, let me know what you could have saw and found. Nevertheless, also in the comment section below, let me know what you personally thought about this episode, and how do you think this fits into the rest of Season 3? What did you think about the big reveal of the Demon's Head, Ra's al Ghul? And how do you think this is going to go on? I mean, like, we all know that shit's going to go down, shit's about to hit the fan, and this could be 10 times worse than the whole Deathstroke fucking struggle, so I don't know. Felicity's going to have to come up with some big fucking undertone fucking, you know, fucking catchphrase to help Oliver to get through it, I guess. That's all I can fucking say, is like, you're not done fighting. It's like, you're gonna have to come up with a better line than that to take on the fucking Demon's Head. Deathstroke is one thing. Ra's al Ghul is a A-lister, bitches. I love Deathstroke, don't get me wrong. I don't know why I had to fucking compare the two. But nevertheless, love the episode. The Magician was awesome. It was a great episode. Arrow Season 3 is kicking off really nicely. They had a little struggle there for a second, but this has stepped the level, so I loved it. But let me know what you personally think in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so already, and I'll be back in next week with the next week's Arrow season 3 episode review. I think I don't know. I think they're doing a gap, so maybe the following weeks or something, because Flash is coming back in November 11th, so there's gonna be a little gap there. But nevertheless, I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Also, go back to my channel to check out previous Arrow Season 3 reviews. And, of course, check out my Flash reviews where we finally got to see Captain Cold. I hope you guys enjoyed. And this has been John 12.